And tonight, with just 15 days to go, we have officially entered the closing argument phase of this presidential election year. And the message from each campaign could not be any more different. Former President Donald Trump focused like a laser on bringing down costs, bringing down crime, securing the border, becoming energy dominant, making the world a safer place for all. In other words, he's promising to clean up the mess caused by Joe and Kamala Harris. But this isn't a negative campaign. Every single day, he's on the ground connecting with Americans from all walks of life. I love this. Over the weekend, Donald Trump got down to business at a local McDonald's outside of Philadelphia, where he worked the fry machine, handed out food at the drive-thru, talked to people, and he looked like he was having a good time. I see a lot of joy in this. Take a look.
I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's, but I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. Turn it up, keep it tight. We got the salt on it. Never touches the human hand.
Very good, very
nice
good.
And full.
Thank you.
Good. Do another one. Yeah. This is all on Trump. Oh, I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yeah. Let's check and make sure it's everything you said it would be.
It better be. It's going to be the best yet. I made it myself. Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Now, the funny part is, if you know Donald Trump in real life, and I've known him way before he ever ran for president, he does love McDonald's. So do I. Anyway, no scripts, no teleprompter. A tie, an apron, a fry machine. Trump got to meet workers, talk to supporters, poke some fun at Kamala Harris, and the people of Pennsylvania, they were really happy to see him. Take a look. And then on Sunday night, he headed all across the state to Pittsburgh for a sold-out primetime Steelers game where the crowd broke out into very loud chants of USA. Take a look.
45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, in attendance tonight, invited guest of one of the suite holders here at Acrisure Stadium.
USA! USA!
And on the ground, the enthusiasm was also very real. And our very own Sarah Carter caught up with tailgaters, and here's what they had to say about the upcoming election. Take a look.
Pennsylvania is the big state, right? I mean, this is, everybody's got eyes on Pennsylvania. What is your feeling based on what you're seeing?
I'm seeing that Trump's going to win it, but I don't know. Let's go, Trump.
What's the main reason why you are supporting President Trump?
Me personally, the border.
Tell me, what's the one thing about President Trump that
I like?
Yeah.
His boldness. I'm a bold person. I don't sugarcoat nothing. That's what I like about him.
Any message you got for President Trump?
Go get the win. Go get the win. We got
Win the election. Come on.
We got his back. Yep. George Pickens touchdown. President Trump win. Put it in a parlay. $1,000. Whatever you got.
I know what I want to happen. President Trump back in office.
This is a state that's going to make or break this election. How are you feeling about it?
You know what we're doing? Winning.
Winning.
You know why we're winning? Policy. It's all about policy, right? It's about what he says and what he does, and he backs it up, and he's going to do the same damn thing when he wins the election again.
Gotta love the people of Pittsburgh. This morning, only a few hours after the game, Trump headed back to North Carolina to get an update on recovery efforts, talk to the victims of Hurricane Helene, where many people lost everything, and Joe and Kamala, of course, their preparation response, maybe the worst in hurricane history. In contrast, Kamala Harris was campaigning on stage with Madam Joy herself, the ever so dour, the perpetually angry Liz Cheney. And just a quick reminder for Liz Cheney, because maybe she thinks that Democrats, maybe she believes in her heart that they like her. And maybe she believes that she has a new home in the Democratic Party. Liz, let me burst the bubble. No, they hate you. And they've always hated you and your family. They called your father a war criminal, evil, every other nasty name they could think of. They accused him of corruption with his work with Halliburton. And Democrats are just simply using Liz Cheney, and have been for years. They don't agree with Cheney's beliefs and policies, and they don't trust her. And Liz Cheney's hatred of Donald Trump has caused her to completely abandon every stated belief she's ever had on both economic and foreign policy. Now, Kamala's closing message, it's not about beliefs. It's not about policies, as that last person told Sarah Carter. It's not about her track record, because she can't run on whether or not this country is better off than we were 4 years ago, because, for a very simple reason, by every measure, we are far worse off. The border is not secure. It's become the biggest national security crisis probably in our country's history, and it's self-inflicted. Prices on everything you buy and every store you go to are up dramatically. Crime is up dramatically, and our country and the world is not a safer place. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? For most Americans, they're going to answer overwhelmingly no. Kamala can't ask that question or run on that position. Her position's on raising taxes, defund, dismantle, reimagine police and ICE, and getting rid of ICE, and decriminalizing illegal immigration, and offering everything for free to illegals, including sex change operations if they want it, eliminating private health insurance, government health care for all, and banning fracking and drilling. You know, all of her core values are extreme. They are radical. If implemented, we won't recognize the United States of America as we know it today. And so her closing argument, with the help of the ever-so-happy Liz Cheney and the state-run media mob, Donald Trump is a monster. Or as The Atlantic put it, quote, Donald Trump is speaking like Hitler, Stalin, and Mussolini. The joy is gone. Kamala's coronation is not going according to plan. So now, as Miranda Devine so eloquently wrote in the New York Post, Dems are so fearful they're now in the Trump is worse than Hitler stage as Election Day nears. I wish I wrote it that eloquently myself. Now, the cries of racism and sexism and xenophobia and transphobia, homophobia are reaching a fever pitch. Oh, and Republicans want dirty air and water, and they want to take Grandma and Grandpa's Social Security away. Others are accusing Trump of wanting to overthrow democracy and arrest his enemies. This from a Democratic Party that waged a silent coup against Joe Biden after he won the primary by millions and millions of votes, and then installed Kamala Harris as the party's nominee after they threatened to use the 25th Amendment to push Joe out, and she received herself 0 votes. Democrats have another backup plan, though. If their attacks on Trump fall flat, they'll send out celebrities. They've been sending out, let's see, the Clintons, the Obamas, and Gretchen Whitmer. Not working too well. The Obamas had to leave their Martha's Vineyard mansion to scold the American people, specifically, quote, the brothers, about being, quote, sexist, and they're making big promises. But they can't hide from a simple truth. For the past 3.5 years, crime, inflation, has strained businesses and every American in every corner of our country. So while Kamala and her celebrity friends vilify Donald Trump and compare him to Hitler and Stalin and Mussolini, et cetera, the former president's on the ground talking to Americans, including recently when Trump visited a barbershop in the Bronx in New York with Lawrence Jones. Take a look.
Do you believe at some point in time we could find a way, once the country's back on its feet and getting enough revenue and paid off our debt, do you think it's possible to find a way to eliminate federal taxes?
There is a way.
And how do you feel about it?
You know, in the old days, when we were smart, when we were a smart country, in the 1890s and all, this is when the country was relatively the richest it ever was. It had all tariffs. It didn't have an income tax.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Now we have income taxes, and we have people that are dying. They're paying tax, and they don't have the money to pay the tax. No, in the old days, 1890, 1880, we had so much money, they had to set up committees, blue ribbon committees, how to spend our wealth. We had no idea how to spend it with so much money. Then we went to the income tax system, and the rest is sort of history. But no, there is a way.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.